Okay, so I think it's now working now. I'm having a little bit of issues putting chess.com working to record. I am using now Microsoft Edge. It's not what I usually use, so and this may be a little bit weird, a little bit strange. I'm noticing it's not looking too good. It's a little bit weird. Whack. I'm gonna try to extend it a little bit. Like that, I think it's a little bit better. And we are sitting with one win over two. It's day two, and we'll see how it goes. Yesterday we got a good win. I think it was not that great of a game, but it kind of worked. And now we're playing with the white piece. Let's open with 1d4. And he does go for the Englund Gambit, which I was not expecting. I was expecting a normal game, but it seems like I am going to play a Gambit. Now, this is probably going to get instructive if he does go for Queen e7, because after bishop f4, there is Queen b4 check. Now, this is a common trap in the Englund Gambit, in that which we sack the pawn. And now, the common beginner mistake is to play bishop c3, but the correct move is knight c3. And now they tried to play a trick on us. It didn't work. And now there is a6. I think it's the main move. But now we just have rook b1. We could look into other things. There's also a here to consider. Probably winning, but not seeing really anything. So I'll just play this. Rook b1, which is not a bad move. I mean, now his queen is a little bit busted. We do not have instant here. We have this threatening the fork. We're also threatening to play bishop here. We're dropping that pawn, but we're threatening a fork. And I do think we are doing okay after a move like this. Because there aren't many easy ways to defend the position, and yeah, we're threatening some interesting stuff. I think 94 is the correct approach. There may be many moves. We could also just go rook here. I think I'm gonna do that because we are just restricting the queen a little bit more. Of course, then the queen can drop back. F4, but I think we're still doing fine. I mean, some rook here, queen here, and I'm not really liking it. Just play a rook there. Not really sure how I should play this position. I think this is around alright, but yeah, this position is a little bit tricky, and we have to not spend one time on move one. Now that thing, I don't really think it's a mistake. It's probably a mistake because now I think we can restrict the maximum. The queen movement, the queen is now walking into an X-ray, and I think, I mean, if we move the knight, we drop the pawn, so we'll probably not move the knight. We can try 94 doesn't work. We have other moves, other possibilities, and we should play e4, just activating our pieces. Yeah, because here I'm not really seeing anything super pretty, super special. Okay, he takes. No, just I think take, and now we could try to sacrifice the pawn, which I think we'll probably do. I mean, because if queen takes, we're just having the rook blocks the check, and we win the queen. So yeah, I'm gonna go for this pawn sack, and we advance the knight. We prepare bishop here, probably not. Maybe here is good. I think we're just doing fine. Okay, so he takes the pawn, and now the important thing is to pin the queen to the rook, and we are now, I believe, completely winning in this position. Now we can go bishop takes. I think bishop takes is better because we're still trading the fork, which he correctly defends. Now we can now just develop normally. Bishop c4 is fine. We also have bishop d3, a little bit more passive, but it's not really, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. We can trade the pieces, we can, everything is good. We can just castle because we are a queen up. Of course, he has a little bit of compensation, given that I'm only 2 pawns up, technically. But yeah, I think we have a nice game here. Probably a mate. I mean, bishop check here, and we can start with a bishop here first. I think it's good, or maybe we just have the mate immediately. But after, yeah, the rook just blocks. I'm probably gonna play this, because then the rook can come into the open file, and this is a little bit more forcing. Now we're already threatening checkmate. If we get a quick win, I mean, I'm gonna take it. The objective of the challenge is to play a game each day. I do not know if you guys can see it clearly. Okay, so he plays bishop c1, but I think that's a big mistake, because now we can just go check. There is no way of blocking. He's also sacrificing the rook. I don't really see the good thing with that move, because now we have just check, and I believe checkmate. Yeah, there is no actual way of him to block the pieces, and now we just have a checkmate, and we get a nice win. We actually win 9 elo points, because I don't think you guys can see, because the format is not really that good, but the opponent was 1694, and he resigns. And it is overall a good game. We can see the review. Let me just see if I can make this a little bit more enjoyable for you guys to watch, because I'm not really sure how I should make the formats. I don't really know if my camera should be as big as it is. I think the board should be bigger, maybe, I don't know. Let's put 2 wins here, and we are sitting with the challenge in day 2 with 2 wins. Now I don't really know if my I will keep these things here. I think I'm gonna, for now, just delete them, because I really want you guys, no, not that, I mean, to see the analysis. Now, I don't really think you guys need to see my camera, but as you can see, we played with a 78.5, and the engine says that I built a lead in the opening, then played a tricky tactic. We played 3 best moves. Our opening wasn't the best, so we probably did not play the best moves. We can actually review. We played d4, he goes with the Englund Gambit. We accept. Not accepting playing e4 is a possibility. It's the center game. You could also go for, I think, a number of other possibilities. Advancing, I think it's not correct, but yeah, you should just take. I mean, it's a trick, and the opening is nothing more than a cheap trick. If you have already faced it before, and believe me, I have, then you will know exactly what to do. This is all theory. This is the best move. This is the only move that works. And again, knight c3 is the move that works. Now, bishop c3 doesn't work, because here they have the killer. Bishop b4, pinning the bishop to the king, so the bishop can't take our queen. And now here the position is dead lost. If you take like this, the bishop, I mean, just knight takes probably, or maybe even queen takes rook. Let's see, I mean, the engine even says, or you just take the free, bishop with check is probably not the best, but you can just take the rook. And now it's knight f3. Queen there, rook doesn't work, I guess. I do not really know. But okay, you take with the knight, and the thing is, okay, you may think, okay, let's go here, protecting it, everything. Well, it's dropping the knight, but it doesn't only drop the knight. After you take, and you'll think, I mean, I take with the queen so I can trade and not lose the rook. You just have a vicious checkmate. That is the main trap of the Englund Gambit. I do not recommend you guys playing this, because it is overall just a cheap trick, and as you can see, it just really doesn't work. Here, I don't think, okay, I did play the best move, rook b1, and after queen here, yeah, the engine wanted me to go knight e4 and try to focus on the fork. Now, after knight e4 and just king d8, I couldn't really see a continuation. Now, the engine wants me to go e4, just sacking this pawn, because, yeah, the position looks very good, and this queen is a little bit busted in the edge of the board. I didn't really go for it. I really rook b3, which is an inaccuracy. It is still winning, and this is actually a blunder because of knight e4. It's a move that I briefly considered, I'm not gonna lie, but I just thought, I mean, this is not really clever, I guess. But the idea is probably that I'm still threatening the fork. After takes, it just loses the fork. But I really didn't see how that could be a good move, because even as black, it's not easy in this position to just take the pawn. They would most likely just try to defend the pawn, maybe e6, maybe something like that. Of course, then we have all sorts of bishop coming into here. Even after queen here, there's still, I mean, here, if you don't want the fork, you want to completely bust them. But okay. So yeah, we take the knight, he takes, and here it's the trap knight d5. Knight d5 is still the best move, and I mean, the hidden intention is that they cannot take this pawn because there is the pin to the queen. I wasn't expecting my opponent to play this because, I mean, despite we being what we are still 1600 online, so we should be playing a decent game. Ok. Sim, foi a cavalheira. So, my opponent takes it to blunder because of the pin. We just take that. We replace the moves. We trade them. It's fine. I mean, it's not the best because, I mean, you can't just trade the pieces. We castle, and this is a mistake. The best move was to go immediately queen here, but I was seeing that after here, king here. I don't know which move. I was just seeing bishop here, just completely trying to cut the king open. After here, I mean, it's not really that great because there isn't any check. I even think that there's a better move because it's made in 5. This, okay, you have bishop here. Now we're just completely cutting the king. I did play bishop there, which is still fine. It says it wins the bishop because they have to sacrifice the bishop so that there isn't check. Who won the game? I think it was a very reasonable game. Sorry I had to leave my chair and speak Portuguese